YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant analysis. We're gonna talk about the Lakers beating the San Antonio Spurs. This was a barn burner, aka a fun game to watch from both teams. The Spurs ran out of offensive plays and they ran out of shot making in the fourth quarter by the last 2 minutes. It seemed like they had good shots, they just couldn't knock them down, and the Lakers was able to get the rebounds and get to the free throw line and knock them down and also make more plays. And ultimately, that's how it's going to always be in the NBA. If you're in a close game, is whoever can get the most quality shots and be able to knock them down anyway. And I feel like the Spurs got some good looks. They just didn't go, and they forced a couple, but it happens when you feel the pressure of we're running out of time and we got to make plays and we have to also find ways to get open when everybody is focused because they want to win the game on the opposite side too. So it was just interesting to see how the Spurs was going to play against a contender in the West, which is the Lakers this year. But this is a game that I feel that the Lakers should have won, and they ended up getting it done. 120 to 115. The Spurs fall from 500 to 6-7, so they below 500 again. They 5-3 at home, and the Lakers improved to 8-4, but they are 2-4 away from the Staples Center. But they was able to win tonight. And the Lakers did get off to a decent start after trailing in the first quarter. They was able to get the lead before it ended 31-30, and the second quarter 37-30. And then you look at that third quarter where the Spurs tried to make their run and be able to capture the lead with a 26-25 third quarter and a 29-27 fourth quarter, but it ended up not being enough, and that was ultimately their demise tonight. And you look at Anthony Davis, just fantastico. He played amazing. He hit that three that I would call it, aka a dagger, just because they could never really get their wraps around getting the game closer, even though they only lost by 5. But Anthony Davis with a nasty 3-point shot. He ended up with 40 points tonight, plus 12 and plus minus, one personal foul, 2 turnovers, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 2 assists, 12 rebounds. So a double double for him. 5 of them was offensive too, which was huge. 10 to 12 from the free throw line. He was 2 of 4 from three and 14 to 26 from the field. LeBron, he still looked good, even though he didn't score a lot of points. He scored when it mattered, and that's all that matters because you got to win the game. And he helped contribute with that. He had 15 points plus 3 and plus minus. He had 7 turnovers. Some of his turnovers were just plain bad. He was just passing it at the wrong time or overpassing it. And it just seemed like he was concerned about the swarming of the Spurs being able to get some passes picked off. Like Devin Vassell actually picked off some passes even in the fourth quarter from LeBron. And that's something you don't see too often nowadays that he got older. He's more calculated on how he passes and when he passes. But some, he just didn't look like he really wanted to pass them. So he just had a second thought in his head. And that mental lapse was able to allow a Spurs player to pick it off. But 12 assists, 16 rebounds, one of them was offensive. This is his fourth consecutive triple double in a row. He has never done that in his entire career. And if you would have told me that, I would have called you crazy. Like LeBron, he's a triple double monster in his whole entire career. He never had 4 in a row. I know how difficult it is, but he still technically, realistically achieved it today. If he didn't do it, he was able to get it done now. But I like the fact that he can dial back his scoring and make sure everybody's doing and fitting and going and getting the ball when they need it. So that way it's not always just focused around him trying to find a way to get it to Anthony Davis, which they used to do too much, and it usually got too obvious. But you seeing the growth of him trusting his teammates, believing in his teammates, and helping them get open and finding them when they're open for this particular team, because they did get some new pieces in there and they didn't play with Rui tonight, so they had a little bit more shooting to space out that floor a little bit more. So it was a lot more room for him to play with, and that's how you see him get the 12 assists tonight. 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 4 from three, 6 of 12 from field for LeBron. Cam Reddish, 0 points. Even though he started and played 19 minutes, he was 0 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3-point line. He didn't really do anything but foul 3 times, and he was a minus 16. Austin Reeves, he was also 6 of 12 from the field. He was 5 of 9 from three, hit some tough ones, and they was able to go down for him tonight. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds, one was offensive, 6 assists, 3 personal fouls, minus 8 and plus minus. He had 19 points. Dalton Connect actually had a good game tonight. He was 6 of 11 from the field, 2 of 4 from three. He also had 3 rebounds. One of them was offensive. He didn't do anything else after that. He was -9. He ended up with 14 points as a starter. Christian Coloco, 10 minutes, 1 of 1 from the field. I mean, 1 of 2 from the field. He also had two personal fouls, -6 and plus minus. Only scored 2 points. D'Angelo Russell, 5 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 from the 3 point line, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, plus 13 and plus minus 13 points. Gabe Vincent, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from three, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 1 of was offensive, 3 steals, 1 personal foul, plus 13 and plus minus 6 points. And Max Christie did a good job. 4 of 7 from the field. He was 1 of 3 from the 3 point line, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He did have 3 rebounds. One was offensive, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block, plus 23 and plus minus 11 points. So they had two guys scoring double figures off the bench. They shot 44 of 88, 50% from the field as a team, 14 of 31 to 45% from three, which is really good. 18 of 23, 78% from the free throw line. They had 41 rebounds, 27 assists, 10 steals, 3 blocks, 10 turnovers, and 11 personal fouls. And then the Spurs, Julian Champagnie, he had a lot of opportunities. He was only able to knock down 2 of 6 from three, but he finished 4 of 8 from the field, which is good to see. He had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 personal fouls, 10 points. Harrison, Barris, and Barnes, 8 points, plus 14 and plus minus, 1 personal foul, 1 steal, 4 rebounds. One of was offensive, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 1 from three, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Victor Wembanyama, 28 points, -1 and plus minus, 2 personal fouls. He did have 5 turnovers. Guys were just stripping him when he was trying to dribble or get into a shot, or when he was trying to overdo things when he had the ball. They was able to take advantage of that, even when he was trying to pass sometimes. 2 blocks, 1 steal, 5 assists. He had some monstrous rebounds where you just seen how long and how tall he was, and how he was able to steal rebounds from guys that even had him boxed out. It is amazing to see this player actually play basketball at a high level, and it's a treat for us to be able to watch him, even though he's still young and developing and learning. He did have 5 offensive rebounds, by the way. 4 of 13 from the 3 point line. He was 12 of 25 from the field. Majority of his shots was either a mid range pull up or a three, but those are the type of shots that he want to take and he wants to shoot. Obviously, he was able to get some layups and some dunks and some putbacks. So it's a healthy diet. He just need to continue to figure it out as he continues to play his career. Chris Paul, 11 points, +5 and plus minus, 2 personal fouls, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, 11 assists, so a double-double for Chris Paul again. 2 rebounds, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from three, 3 of 6 from the field. Stephon Castle, a lot of people have been coming at me talking about Stephon Castle. He's going to be this. He's going to be this. He plays like this. He plays like that. He should be starting. He's one of our better players. I hear you. I did a breakdown already on Stephon Castle on my channel. He was one of the first rookies I was excited to make a breakdown on. He ended up finishing 7 of 12, 3 of 4 from the 3 point line, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He did have 5 assists and 2 rebounds. He had one that was offensive out of that. He had 1 turnover, +17 and plus minus 22 points. That's a great game. It's not much you can really expect out of a rookie, but to get 22 on efficient numbers and not turning the ball over, not getting in the way, finding ways to score in transition, out of transition, taking a 3 point shot, he's going to have to be able to knock that down because teams are really giving him that shot as a pick your poison type of option. And when you can shoot 3 or 4, you really can hurt a team. And he was one of the reasons why the Spurs stayed in the game, and he was pushing the tempo. He was playing well with Chris Paul in that starting lineup. They didn't crunch each other's toes on the court, and he understands his game. He understands his role, and it's good to see him play like a veteran out there, even though he's a rookie. Kylan, 6 points, -4 and plus minus, 3 personal fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 block, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 of them was offensive out of that, 3 of 3 from the field. Sandro, he only played 6 minutes. He had 2 rebounds, one of them was offensive. He had 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, -6 and plus minus, no points scored for him. Keldon Johnson, he was 5 of 10 from the field, but them 1 of 4 from threes really is something that I looked at because he had some open ones, some easy ones, and he just couldn't pour it in the basket, even though it was really gifted to him. But it happens. He only took 4 of them, so it didn't hurt the team that bad. He was 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 turnover, 3 personal fouls, -15 and plus minus 12 points. And it was kind of funny because he made a three that really, really made a lot of damage to that lead. And the problem was they just couldn't follow it up with more buckets. And I liked it what I seen out of Devin Vassell today. 6 of 13 from the field, 3 of 8 from three. He had 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 4 personal fouls, minus 13 plus minus. He did get 15 points off the bench. He looked real good out there. They needed another scorer and another decent defender, and they already had him. He just had to get healthy, and he really played well tonight. He hit a big basket over AD. He just couldn't do it twice. And then the last time he couldn't make that, he shot further from the rim on that last attempt, and that was an air ball. So, it's going to happen like that sometimes. Sometimes they they want you to shoot them shots that you're not really comfortable shooting. It gets in your head a little bit, but you still got to focus and try to knock it down to the best of your ability. And I give him credit. At least he took it, but he just couldn't knock it down. Malachi Brandon, 3 points, -6 and plus minus, 1 turnover, 1 rebound, 1 or 2 from the 3 point line, 1 or 4 from the field. Blake Wesley, 0 points, -16 and plus minus, 1 personal fouls, 1 block, 1 assist, 0 or 2 from the 3 point line, 0 or 4 from the field. The rest of the guys did not play coach's decision, or they was already ruled out before the game started. They shot 43 of 88, 48% from the field, 17 of 45, 37% from three, 12 of 16, 75% from the free throw line, 40 rebounds, 32 assists, 6 steals, 5 blocks, 13 turnovers, and 19 personal fouls, which is 8 more than what the Lakers committed. And the Lakers was actually able to shoot better from the free throw line and more, and that was a good thing to see. But ultimately, the Lakers just got some quality shots, and they were just having guys that was able to knock them down more consistently than the Spurs, and that was what bit the Spurs in the back. They kept finding ways to get hot, and then they'll stop. And then they'll get hot, and then they'll stop. They'll make a run, then they'll stop. And you got to continue to score when you have teams with superstars on their roster. And LeBron and AD, they stepped it up when it mattered the most, and that was crunch time slash the ending of the game. And the Spurs couldn't really rely on Wemby because he didn't really make too many shots when it mattered. And even though they ran good sets and ran good plays to be able to get those shots, nobody really could knock it down when it mattered. And the Spurs, they just held their head like, man, this is a game we should have won. And the Lakers said, this is why we played the game. We played the game for the whole fourth quarter. They brought LeBron back in. They brought AD back in, and they held that rock and made sure the offense flowed through both of them. And that was enough to get the win. And that's all they needed was LeBron to get back on the court with Anthony Davis. And the Spurs just couldn't handle it, for those last 3 to 4 minutes. But it happens. Obviously, that's why you have superstars, so you can play off of them, or they can step up and take over a game and guide you to the promised land the best way they can. And the coach, JJ Redick, understood that, so he put them in at the right time when the game was getting interesting, and they just was able to turn it on and flip up the switch. And I said, well, now we can turn it off because the game is over and we won the game. So the Lakers did exactly what they should have and what they were supposed to do as a team that's trying to be contending for a championship again. And you got to beat the good, the bad, and the ugly if you want to have a great record going into the playoffs. So this was a win that the Lakers had to take serious. And this year, it seemed like every team is really playing well, even the bad ones, besides like Portland and Washington. I think them the only two that you got to watch out for a little bit, not as much as the other teams. But it just shows you how talented and how gifted this league really is as a whole. And it just great basketball games almost every day because either the injuries make it even out or the teams are already evenly matched. So they're just teams going at each other. Now we have been getting some blowouts too on every schedule, but some of the games that they're highlighting or they want you to watch have been living up to the hype most of the time this year because guys are ready to play. Guys are playing for a contract. Guys are playing for longevity. Guys are more skilled and they can shoot better and they can create more better than they usually did back in the day. And they're just making the game look cleaner and look better, especially when the challenge of the cup or the challenge of the NBA playoffs or even a championship in the future, that's what guys are playing for. And, this is your livelihood. This is what you want to do for your life, as a career. So you got to make the best of it while you got it. And this is why you're getting a lot of great performances too. We got to put that in there too. So comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do breakdowns with real footage. And I also do that with legends, future players, current players, rookies, and I also do a lot of breakdowns with conversation type of videos like this. So you love them type of videos, this may be the channel for you. If not, I'm for sure, because most people recommend it. I do NBA only, so I want to tell you that before you get hoodwinked. And I also would say, if you are a fan of the channel, check the channel frequently, as I upload a lot of videos throughout the day, throughout the months, throughout the week. So you might miss something that you wanted to watch because you was busy or something happened. This is a reminder to check the channel for videos you might want to see. Other than that, see you guys later, hopefully tonight, and I'm gone.